Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Learn Dota 2, where, I don't explain everything about the game, maybe, but I do try to explain at least most things that are going on better than I would if I was, in a 5-stacked Skype call at least. So this episode, I'm going to be post-commentating, because some people suggested that might be a little bit better, and I agree, things got really hectic in that last, attempt at a video because we had really weird lane setups, or my randoms were just kind of doing some strange things, and when you're the support especially, you kind of have to be at their whims. So right now I'm waiting for my character to load in. At this point, I'm playing with Cam, and it took us a long time to choose our heroes because Rob and Alex were talking up a storm in our Skype call, so we couldn't really discuss our picks. But anyway, Cam picks up Bounty Hunter, and I'm like, alright, who should I pick to support Bounty Hunter? How about Lion? So, I'm going to go into player perspective here so that I can... Is this really where my... No, okay. So, I am playing as Lion, and he is a really, really powerful support. I'm going to pick up some Observer Wards right away, as well as Tangos and a Salve. 2 Tangos and a Salve for plenty of regen in the lane. I can share some with Cam as well. And then just 3 Iron Branches for some extra, cheap stats. Basically, I can sell those later to pick up something else when I need the room. Not a big deal, they're only 53 gold each. So, here's how my skills work. So the first one I skilled here is called Earth Spike, and it's a really long line of spikes that stuns everything along their path. And for right now, it's a 1.02 second stun. I don't know why all of his stuns end in 0.02 or 0.52. Pretty strange there, but anyway, so this is a really powerful early game stun, and scales really well into the late game. Stuns are really, really important. By the way, I think Lion is probably also one of the easiest supports to learn to play, which is why I'm showing him off here. He's just very useful. All of his skills are incredibly simple and easy to use. Alright, I am coming through here. I saw Lina. I only got a tiny glimpse of her from my vision, but then I noticed her, and she's just harassing me out. I was going to try to sneak up on that sniper and see if we can get an early game kill, but it didn't work out. So I did lose a little bit of HP from Lina's harass, but that's okay, because she's choosing to harass me instead of Bounty Hunter, which is kind of an odd decision, really. So I'm just hanging out, getting some sweet denies, and getting harassed some more as well. Lina is being a huge pain in the ass. But anyway, our second skill here, as we watch us in the last hit and deny phase, is Hex. And that is kind of similar to the Earth Spike, really, but it's a targeted spell that turns somebody into a frog for a little while. And while they're a frog, they move much slower, and they can't cast any spells or attack. So it's almost a stun. It's called a disable. And, between these two skills, that makes them incredibly powerful in the laning phase. You can just take somebody out of the fight for... at level 1, it is, almost 3 seconds. And at level 4, it's 2.5 plus 4 is 6.5 seconds of disable if you chain your skills properly. So even in the late game, he can take a really powerful carry out of the game for 6.5 seconds, which is huge. That's a really big deal. So right now, so far, our team has already picked up 2 kills in the other lanes, which is really nice. Our lane is a little bit of a pain in the ass, Lina Sniper. And then, oh man, this pissed me off. Cam just decided to go in on Sniper without telling me, or pinging or anything, and as a result, he gets away. Because I just didn't expect him to go in there. So I was trying to back up to, I think I was going to go put a ward down or something. But I was totally out of lane. And at this point, we realize that we're missing a creep wave. So we come over here to find Lina stacking and pulling. And we just stun her, and she gets a perfect stun off, but it does not matter. And then I somehow pick up that kill, because, she gets down to no health in the middle of Cam's attack, which was, or in the middle of, when my attack is in the air. Cam attacks her, and then my hit comes in to finish off the last, 10 HP or whatever. So that was pretty sad. And I've picked up my third skill, which is Mana Drain, and this is why I consider Lion very easy to use. Because in the laning phase especially, you can just go up to a ranged creep and suck the mana out of it. And you channel for 4 seconds, and at level 1 you get 20 mana per second, which is, not a ton, but it's substantial and it has a low cooldown. And it doesn't cost very much mana. If you channel for 1 second, you've doubled your mana. And they've put down a sentry ward on us, and we noticed that immediately because they see Cam go in. So, and Bounty Hunter is an invisible hero, by the way. He's based on getting critical hits and going invisible and sneaking up on people. That's his deal. He's a very strong hard carry. And the reason I picked up Lion is because he doesn't have any kind of disable or stun. So between the two of us, we're really good because he can dish out a lot of damage and I can keep the target still so we can keep on hitting them. But yeah, Mana Drain, really good. And I've picked up some sentry wards because I am a good support. I put one down to see where their sentry is and start attacking it. But then I get stunned in the middle of attacking the sentry ward and they take down our sentry ward first, and now we can't see theirs anymore. And then they push the lane so we can't get up to make another attempt. That was real shitty. Yeah, it was very poor coordination on our part. Again, we're still not allowed to talk in our Skype call during this point, which is a big part of kind of some of our coordination issues here. At this point, I'm thinking, like, should I try to sneak up there with a sweet Earth Spike? But then Cam gets really low, and I'm like, no, I should not. So we back up. But, you know, it's not a big deal because neither of those guys are really super hard carries. A Sniper can be, but he's also really squishy, so we're going to have no problem killing him later on as soon as we can get that sentry out of there. And we're just not concerned. I pick up that last hit because Cam had just done a hit, so I was pretty sure he couldn't get it. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. That's not why I did that. I remember that. You know, looking back at it in hindsight, it doesn't look as bad as it did the first time, but I felt really bad about it because what happened was I gave him my tangos, and after you do an action in Dota, you default to auto attack mode. So I gave him my tangos, and then my character just hit the catapult and got the last hit, and I was like, oh, fuck. I was just trying to be a nice guy, but I gave Cam my extra regen so that he could get back his HP and get back in the lane. And by this point, I know that that sentry is probably gone or almost gone, so I don't waste another sentry trying to get rid of it. And I was kind of right. I probably should have just put down my sentry and destroyed it, but it didn't end up mattering too much. We're checking to see if Lina is stacking that camp. She is not. Also, keep in mind, in the spectator mode, you can see every enemy player on the map, but you cannot see that during the game. So I'm going to try to avoid like pointing out anything that the enemy team is doing. But if you happen to notice something on the map where it's like, wow, these fucking idiots, they should have known that was coming. Well, the reason for that is probably that, you know, we did not see it on our map. So at this point, still just picking up last hits. I should explain what Lion's ultimate does. It's a really cool ability. It's called Finger of Death, and it does, at level 1, 600 damage at one time. It costs 200 mana, which is a lot. You know, I only have 440 mana, so that's almost half. They almost get Cam there, but I managed to get up and pull off a clutch stun. And my apologies for pointing out my skills while that was happening, but it wasn't, we couldn't see too much from my perspective anyway. But basically they just changed some skills on Cam, but he got away just fine. He's going to have to go back to base for some health, which means it's my opportunity to try to pick up some last hits. Ah, they put down a sentry in the trees. That's interesting. I don't think that sentry actually has vision outside of the trees, so that might not have been the best idea. So while Cam is out of lane, they're deciding to push and try to take this tower, which is actually really silly of them. I don't think they really have the damage to take out the tower yet. Cam's going to be back soon, and if they're pushed up near the tower, it's a really easy invis gank for him. So they're just giving us free lane control here. They're also getting some sick denies, so I can't really pick up any gold while Cam is gone, but that's not a big deal. I'm a support. Don't really need the gold so much. But anyway, yeah, Finger of Death, shit ton of mana, long cooldown, 160-second cooldown at level 1, but does a shit ton of damage. So, you know, in the early game, like 600 damage, 600 magical damage, and then if we look at, like, let's just look at how much health Sniper has quickly. Sniper has 606 health. So that's, you know, with his innate magical resistance, he probably absorbs like 25% of that. So I can take out 75% of his health in one hit. And I try to go in on this gank that Death's Prophet is making happen here, but take a shit ton of damage, and I was already pretty low. So I back up because, you know, better not to feed yourself. And I had already used my stun, so it wasn't that useful. I'm going to walk to the base. And before that gank, I was actually planning on putting down a ward, but then, Death's Prophet came up for a gank, so I stayed in. And now, if I go and put down the ward, I would want to put it, like, right around here, if you can see my mouse on the map. But it's very likely I would run into somebody, and basically anybody on the enemy team could just kill me immediately. Oh, yeah, this is the game where Batrider disconnected for a little while, which is unfortunate, but it does happen in Dota. And the enemy team didn't really seem interested in pausing for him, and he was also gone for a very long time. But he does eventually end up coming back, spoiler alert. So it's not super unfair. And I also don't really think we would have lost if he hadn't disconnected. So, So now I'm coming over here to put down my ward and just watching my map at the same time, making sure nothing terrible is going down in the top lane. Just Bounty Hunter versus Sniper up there for right now. Tidehunter had to go back for HP. Or, sorry, no, Lina went mid. Tidehunter just is like coming into our lane now. That's weird. I didn't notice that before. Anyway, we got the ward down. I'm going to come up here and see if I can't make anything happen here. Just checking to make sure nobody's stacking the camp. And I'm like, hey Cam, we can kill this guy. Oh, sorry, did I say we? And that is what Finger of Death does. Shit tons of damage. So I decided to, get it off cooldown while I could, and then I'll suck some mana out of this creep to give myself some more survivability. I put down my other sentry ward just in case they had rewarded our lane, but they have not. I finish up my power treads, and on an int hero like this, I'll usually just, like a support, I'll usually just keep him on strength, because I find not dying way more important than having a little bit more auto attack damage with intelligence. And I don't really have mana problems either, so the intelligence is doubly unnecessary. Somebody like Lion, you're not really going to be doing very much damage with your attacks at any point in the game. It's all about your skills. So just staying alive is essential. And they finally realized that their Batrider is gone and Lina pauses for them. And then our Death's Prophet starts talking shit. She is not very nice. Yeah, Cam and I didn't know what to think about this, so we just stayed out of the pause battle, as we hadn't seen the Batrider all game anyway. But anyway, after the power treads online, I'm going to be going mech. I'm sure I have that in my quick buy already, but you guys can't see it in the replay. But Mechanism is really good online because he doesn't have too much in the way of mana problems, so he can use it most of the time and just give his team a little bit of a health boost. And here comes Sniper and Tidehunter. We're a little bit concerned about this because Tidehunter is way too tanky for us. I take that last hit because I'm pretty sure Cam can't get it. In hindsight, he probably could have, but shit happens. And meanwhile, Bounty Hunter has been having kind of a shitty game. He was bitching all game that he could never get a kill. So I pick up a TP scroll. As well as, oh no, I'm actually going a gauntlet or a bracer first. That's right, because I am still very squishy, and bracer is just a really good utility item for supports to keep you alive a little bit longer. Well, it's not really a utility item; it's a stat item, but it doesn't have any wider game purpose. It just keeps you alive a little bit longer. It's gonna give you another like 150, 200 HP or something like that, which is really good because I only have 800 right now. So Cam takes off to gank mid lane, try to kill that Lina. I hang out in this lane to make sure they don't push down the tower and get a few last hits as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Pick up some more wards in addition to my gauntlet. I should just have those delivered. I'm not sure why I'm not. Oh, I'm waiting to have enough money for my circlet because I am like nothing away from it. But now I have it, so I'll pick it up and get the courier to come. Yeah. But now I realize I don't have room for all those things, so I'm probably going to drop an Iron Branch. So meanwhile in mid lane, looks like they've got Keeper as well as Tidehunter over there. Keeper is really good, by the way. I think a future episode will probably be about Keeper. At this point, I'm still just kind of babysitting Cam, hoping he can get some farm. He's not doing fantastic. What does he have? Oh, yeah, this is the part of the game where Sniper gets his ulti, and he's just like, oh, good, I can use this to harass. And it's really annoying. It uses a shit ton of his mana. I still, to this day, don't know how he had enough mana to keep on doing that over and over again. He bought a Sage's Mask. He must be using his wand charges repeatedly to do it. But yeah, he's just basically on cooldown. He's using his ulti, which is a really long range, relatively like moderate damage attack that is good for securing kills when somebody's running away or turning invisible, and he's just using it to fucking take away all of Cam's HP. Mana be damned. It's really mana inefficient to use that spell over and over again. You could just hit him. But Cam was getting pretty furious towards the end of this. He's just really effectively being kept out of lane because the Sniper somehow has infinite mana. Alright, so we got Batrider coming in. I'm like, alright, well, this guy's going to have a really bad time. Yep. And I'll just use my ulti and kill him immediately again. And I am on a killing spree. Cam still has not gotten a kill all game, I'm pretty sure. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's also kind of funny as well. And that's, you know, at the same time, that's kind of how Lion works. You know, his ulti is a kill securing ulti. It's not... You can't just use the ulti and expect not to kill somebody with it, so... But it's better to get the kill than not, and that's exactly what I did. And that's why Lion is so great. He's like, no pause, assholes. Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. We didn't know you were coming back. Because often somebody will just leave and never come back. So it's a tough call sometimes whether to wait for the pause or not. And the enemy team didn't seem very... you know, definite about it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, so I had to drop an Iron Branch earlier, so I went and, now that we were up at the shop, I sold one of my Iron Branches and went back and picked up the other one just to get a, like, 20 more HP. So we've got Zeus in here to gank, and he just straight up shows himself, which is not the best, so we'll just push the tower instead. Like, usually when you gank, you want to hide in the trees, so they expect it to be a 2-on-2 fight, and then Zeus pops out and everybody dies as a result. Cam is just hiding in the secret shop because he doesn't want to get sniped again. Fucking Zeus, or fucking Sniper. Alright, and now we are going in on them. The Tide is staying way too far back. I was really hoping that Earthspike would catch both Sniper and Tide, but it didn't work out that way. But he goes down easily to Zeus's ulti, which is a global attack that hits everybody on the map for a small, moderate amount of magic damage. Sniper tries to snipe me. I have way too much HP for that, so I just back up. Because he did take out a substantial amount of my HP, but again, it was a big waste of his mana as well to do that. And everybody else goes and chases him down and kills him. I had to stay back because, you know, if the tower aggroed on me for even a couple hits, I probably would have died. But I'm working on parts of my mech and just waiting for the courier to not be busy, basically. I've been waiting for that for a long time at this point. It's just been hanging out at the secret shop for somebody. But usually when the courier is hanging out of the secret shop, a carry has to buy an important, expensive item on, from the secret shop so that they won't lose the gold when they die, so it's good practice to leave it there. I think it was indeed Cam who did that. I just saw the courier go to him. But I'm just going to go back for HP at this point because there are like a lot of people top, and I can't really do anything about it. With my current state of affairs, but I'm going to go back and then teleport in with full mana and Finger of Death ready. And I'll also pick up my Bracer as well as my Headdress, which is the first piece of the mechanism. Headdress is really nice, just gives bonus 3 HP regen to everybody in an aura around you. So it's a nice little utility item for your team to have in team fights. And we should get the fuck out of the way of this Illuminate, and good, we all noticed. But he did take our creep wave pretty low. But at this point, we have so much more farm and power than them that they're having a really shitty time. I'm going to sneak up on this Keeper of the Light and just you know, straight up murder him. And then I'll run away, but I'm dead. At this point, I said in Skype chat, don't cry for me. But they popped everything on me. I didn't realize that before. They popped a lasso, which is a long cooldown ulti on the Batrider, and a Laguna Blade, which is a long cooldown on the Lina. So that was actually a victory for us, believe it or not, because two really powerful ultimates were popped and on cooldown just for me. And I killed somebody out of the deal as well. So that went super shitty for them. Only killed an inconsequential support. And I'll be back in 10 seconds anyway. So, yeah, basically a stomp of a team fight. Also, Rubik stole Illuminate from Keeper of the Light, which is a really good pushing spell. And he's still back there trying to use it on us, but it's not working out that well. Meanwhile, I teleport into mid lane so that I can push this down. I see a lot of creeps coming toward the mid tower, and they don't really seem to need help up there. So I just come in here to push this lane back so that they'll have to come and defend their tower rather than the other way around. And pick up all those sweet last hits and then come over here. Ah, they had that area warded. Interesting. I kind of didn't expect this team to have very good warding. But anyway, I will go ahead and come up this way, put down my ward on the way. And this fight is still going on somehow. They just both came back in, and I see two low health people, and I'm like, well, this is my job. Suicide time. I'll just take down Lina no problem with my Earth Spike and an auto attack. And then over here, Zeus takes out Batrider before he even needs my help. Having a really easy time here. And I just finish off my mechanism right there with the money we got from that engagement. And, you know, after mechanism on Lion, there are a couple of ways you can go. In this game, I went straight for an Aghanim Scepter, which makes it so that his ultimate at level 3 is only a 20-second cooldown, as opposed to a, 40-second cooldown. So it halves the cooldown of Finger of Death at high levels, and basically means that you can just spam it all the time. And it's really, really, really strong and ridiculous. I think it also boosts the damage. Scepter damage, yeah, it boosts it up to over 1,000 damage nuke at the end. So Aghanim's is really strong. It's also really expensive. So if your game isn't going well like ours is, and you don't think you can save up that money, it can be more cost effective to maybe go a Dagon, which is a burst damage item. So you can like finger somebody and then Dagon them, and that'll just kill them. And I come in here, I'm like, oh, I'll just kill this Lina. Oh no, I don't have enough mana for my ulti. I'm a big fucking idiot. So that went pretty shitty. But we still went just fine there. Oh, and I get lassoed by the Batrider, and I expect that to be the end of me, but actually I could just walk away because he underestimated his position. The advantage of the lasso from Batrider is that you can pull somebody out of position into a group of your teammates, but if you're all alone, then unless it's very early game and the tower is going to pose a substantial problem to your target, then it's a bad idea to just solo lasso somebody, especially out of a team fight, because they all just chase him down and killed him. So big waste of his ultimate as well, and everybody gets away just fine. I walk back to the fountain, and I think I actually forget that I'm not dead for a little while here as I'm just watching Cam. I'm like goading Cam on. I'm like, Cam, you can get this guy. Cam, you got this, man. Come on, Cam. Don't be a pussy. And he's got it. Very nicely done. So he used everything he had to chase down Sniper there, and just barely makes it out. Very close engagement there. Closer than I thought it would be, honestly. I was surprised that he was so tanky. And at that point, I realized, oh yeah, I was just sitting in the fountain doing nothing while I was watching Cam take out Sniper. But it all worked out for the best. So I picked up my mechanism, and that's just an area of effect heal and armor boost whenever you need it. It also gives me some stats and some armor, which is nice for a squishy support like myself, and bonus HP regen as well for me and everybody around me. So just all around a really nice team fight item to have. Really important. Like if your team gets the mechanism first, that can really turn the tide of a team fight. You can just use it in the middle of the team fight. Everybody gets more health and extra armor, and a bunch of people who would have died maybe don't die instead. So I'm again just checking to see if there's anybody hanging out in their jungle, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be the ballsiest motherfucker. I'm gonna put a ward way deep in their jungle so that we can gank them more effectively here. So this ward spot up here is really nice, both as a defensive ward and an offensive ward, like depending on which team you're on, obviously. As the Radiant, that's a really offensive ward. We can see a large part of their jungle and just people moving around near their base, so that we can know when to come and gank them if we're pushed up that far. So Tidehunter's just having a shitty day. I just straight up stop attacking him because I don't want to steal another kill from Cam. And he gets it, but I was pretty sure Zeus was going to steal it. It was really close. Zeus is doing really, really, really well this game, by the way. There's so many kills with his ultimate. Take a little drink of water here.
Top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
So at this point, I'm like, how the fuck is this tower even still here? We've been fighting at this tower for so long. It's really unusual to spend this long in one lane. But they just keep on coming back to feed here, so we're like, well, why not? We'll just keep on killing them. And as a result, we haven't been focusing the tower at all, and it's still standing. Yeah, Cam and I are checking back here, see if there's anybody we can pick off. Here's Keeper of the Light. I just ulti him, and he's gonna go back. I again just misjudged my mana. I thought I could stun him afterwards. Didn't work out, and that time the lasso actually works perfectly for Batrider, and he takes me out as a result. But Keeper did die out of that as well, because I think Zeus managed to ulti him. He just noticed that I went up there and suicide finger, and he was like, well, I'll just kill him. And so everything ended up working out fantastically there for us yet again. Yeah, and Dire just lost a lot of towers. So yeah, Death's Prophet, if you look in the mid lane on the map, is split pushing right now. And I'm not sure what I'm up to right now. I guess I'm just looking at items and shit. Did I just buy something? Honestly, not sure. Oh yeah, right now I'm microing the courier. Whatever. Yeah, I just while I was dead, I microed the courier to pick up my point booster. That's what I was up to. But I guess the spectator mode gets a little bit odd when you're microing other units. So anyway, I'm like, I don't think I can get back up there before whatever's going on is over. So I'm just gonna push down this lane by myself. Because Lion is also, when you get into the mid to late game, really strong pusher. You know, he can basically just spam his earth spikes. I'm just lining that one up perfectly, and then I'll suck a little bit more mana so that I can keep on doing it. Yeah, you can just spam earth spikes and take down creep waves, you know, almost as fast as the Keeper of the Light. Not quite as fast, but still really, really good. So if the whole team is occupied with something and you can't get there to be in the fight, you can just do this instead. Just take down a lane. And just make sure to have a lot of map awareness while you're doing this so that you know they're not coming to try to kill you. And at this point, you know, the fight in the top has subsided, so I'm like, okay, they may or may not be coming for me. Lina comes up behind me, gets a perfect stun, uses her Orchid on me, otherwise I would have killed her for sure. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just walk away from you, because at this point, we're all so far ahead of the enemy. Let me look at Lina. She has her Orchid, she's level 14. Yeah, I'm actually surprised she couldn't kill me there. I guess she didn't have her ulti up. If she had had her ulti, she probably would have killed me. Lina's ulti is actually really similar to Lion's. It just does less damage and has a shorter cooldown. So I'm coming up to join in this battle here. Put a ward there, right next to their ward. But of course we can't see their wards because they are invisible. Oh, and the Refresher Zeus ulti kills so many. That was really silly. And at this point, the game is getting pretty ridiculous. We can just push in indefinitely. Keeper is charging up something. Are we going to notice? Nah, he doesn't even hit us. Well done, Keeper. And I'm just like, can I kill this Batrider? No, I can't. Damn. Man, I think Rubik actually had snipe there, but didn't quite manage to pull it off. I tried to keep that guy in so we could kill him, but it didn't quite work out. We're just taking sloppy engagements right now, not coordinating our attack. but doesn't really matter because we're so far ahead at this point. We're just all kind of competing to get kills. But I'm like, hey guys, we could just take this tower instead of hanging out trying to push onto high ground. And everybody's like, but there's kills. I'm like, all right, I'll just take the tower. So I come up here to take down this tower while everybody's distracted. And at this point, they kind of have to choose between stopping me and losing their, or stopping me and keeping their middle barracks. So obviously they're just gonna let it happen. Zeus comes over to help me as well. Cool guy Zeus. Come over here to stop these creeps from interfering. Oh, and here comes Bat Rider. It's not going to be an effective attack from them. They are all chasing me. I've got a line of creeps following me, which is always a bad situation to be in because it means they know exactly where you are. I'm just going to keep running. But, oh hey, the creeps stopped chasing me, so I'll come back in on this. Death Prophet gets lassoed, but is it going to be effective? Yes. So, oh, but you take out that guy solo, sniper. This is just a chaotic engagement, and then I realize, oh, everybody but Tidehunter is dead, so I guess it worked out for us. But when you're the squishy support, you kind of have to be really careful about your positioning and stay on the outside of the fight until you know you can kill somebody. Like I was just kind of, hovering outside the fight, and then I saw low damage or low health sniper, and I was like, all right, I'll dive in on that, and then I'll back up again, because if they decide to focus support like me, they can easily just kill me immediately. Push down another tower, and just keep pushing, really. Or at least I keep pushing. It's just the other people backed off for some reason. I'm just gonna take out this last. I was trying to fuck with Tide there, but he backed up too much, so I just lowered the health of those creeps so that our creeps could keep on pushing. And it is really annoying to push up into a Keeper of the Light. That was a big problem we had during this game, because he has that Illuminate that just destroys creep waves. So as long as he's on his game, we can't really do too much. But there are 3 lanes and we've got them all pushing in, so eventually something's gonna give. At this point I was thinking, oh man, I'm really tempted to just go up there and kill the sniper. Oh, and he's asking for it, and I go up and I can't even get vision on him. I'm like, fuck. So now I'm mana leaked. I have to get back or else I'm gonna get stunned under the tower. And normally when you're mana leaked you want to stop moving, but when you're under a tower that's not the case. Just want to get out of there. Really close to getting hit by that Illuminate. I try to save Rubik by disabling the Bat Rider, but I can't quite get close enough. And I still don't understand how this happened. Zeus gets a triple kill out of that? I don't really know. Zeus is really fed, is all I can tell you. He does have Aghanims as well as Refresher Orb. Aghanims makes his ultimate do more damage, and Refresher Orb lets him do it twice in a row. Oh man, this is getting really dumb. Take everybody else out at once, and I will pick up that kill, because at this point it doesn't even matter if I steal kills. My Aghanims is done. I just need to get to the store. I'm like, should I walk past these towers to do it? No, Sniper's about to come back up. But after these towers are distracted by creeps, I think I decide to go for it. It's a little known fact, well, probably not little known, but among new Dota players anyway, if you just walk up to the enemy's fountain, you can pick up your items. So I just went and grabbed my items from my stash from their shop and completed my Aghanim Scepter. So now I can start doing that as soon as it's off cooldown. Every 20 seconds I can use another ultimate. Lena uses her goddamn Orchid on me to make me die, but she dies for it. And Cam is just kind of hanging out at this point, waiting for them to leave their fountain, because they can't do a whole lot to him. Except that 4 of them are up, so maybe it would be better to leave. He's just hiding in the trees. Just checking out the scores. Cam and I have the same number of kills in this game. I think I am making fun of him for that. Yeah, at this point, there's not a lot of learning about Dota to be done. This is just how the end of a game looks. We're pushing in every single lane at once. The enemy team is just trying desperately to get kills so they can have those small victories before the round is over. And meanwhile, Zeus is just getting more and more fed. Let's look at Zeus's items. Zeus has Arcanes, Refresher Orb, Aghanims, and a Null Talisman. So nothing too much more. He's buying Veil of Discord, which is an item that I don't see too often. It has an ability that lets you make it so that so that enemies take more magic damage. And that's really good with his ulti for obvious reasons. Going back to my own character here. But yeah, that's an interesting pickup on Zeus. You can put it on people and then double ulti and probably just kill like anybody, literally anybody. We'll just use another ultimate there, no big deal. Kill another 2 people. Oh my god. He's just killing people over and over again. And I come in to finish off the last player with my own ultimate. It's pretty funny, man. Zeus is just insanely fed at this point. Nothing they could do. But, you know, if I do say so myself, I think I played pretty well this game as well. I kept Sniper really well shut down in our lane. And I got a bunch of kills with Finger of Death, which is kind of what you're supposed to do. You know, I got very lucky with farm, so I picked up an Aghanims right away. But, you know, other items you can consider for Lion are, I guess I'm not allowed to look at the shop right now. You can get a Dagon, which is what I'm doing right now. You could look into getting a Sheep Stick, which is... you know, it's basically the same thing as my Hex. It turns them into an animal, so you can do that twice in a row. So if you have an enemy who's really needs to be taken out of the fight, like a really fed carry, then a Sheep Stick could be a great idea, because then you could, you know, stun them, and then Hex them, and then Sheep them, which is the same as Hexing them again, and they won't be able to do anything for like 10 seconds, which is crazy. So that's a good choice as well. It's also very expensive. If you're not doing so well, you know, it's a good idea to pick up bracers if you're dying a lot. Maybe pick up a second bracer. Pick up a Null Talisman if you're having trouble keeping your mana up, because that will give you a little bit more, as well as some more survivability. And that is the end of this game. Anyway, hopefully this guide gave you some idea of how to play Lion a little bit more effectively. Again, I know I didn't teach you everything. In this guide, there's only so many things that I can point out, but if you're interested in sort of a more general, newer player-focused approach to Dota, I highly recommend checking out some written guides like Purge's Welcome to Dota, You Suck, is really excellent. You know, it will give you an idea of what I mean when I say like push a tower or whatever. This is more focused on like, okay, I want to, you know, understand how heroes work in Dota. So I'm just trying to, you know, go through the heroes and show you guys how their abilities work. And so, you know, if you ever play Lion, you know what to do. And if you ever face against Lion, you know what to do, because you know kind of what he is capable of. So anyway, hopefully some of you guys found this guide, you know, enlightening, and the other ones didn't find it too rage-inducing. I'll see you guys next time.